So last we left off, we actually just got done outlining our fonts, and this is something that you're going to have to do in your logo design. We don't want any text left over when you're done with your logo. So this would be a good time to actually start, this is one way, double-clicking on this fill color and going through the color picker. It's called the color picker panel. But another way to find color, you can go in your swatches over here. It kind of looks like a checkerboard. And they have some colors already loaded. You can do different things in here. Open Swatch Library, so we can go to like art history, so ancient. This is the ancient color swatch. So I mean, if we want to drag this over, we can just click and drag these color groups over. So say I want to use this color scheme. You can go through on the swatches and do it, but another one that's kind of nice to use is window color themes. So this one is pretty cool. It's called Adobe Color Themes. You can create color themes here with this little draggy thing. I've never actually gotten very good at doing this, but I actually just go to explore a lot, and then they have all sorts. The most popular is usually what it defaults to, but you can do, different things in here. So most popular of all time, of the month, of the week. But you can just go through here and, I found a color scheme that I like. I can do, click on this double and add to my swatches. And so that will automatically be imported in my swatches. So if I, select any kind of shape on my, let's say I want to change this R. And this is actually all still grouped together after I create outlines. But if I push ungroup, then I can select individual items. So here it's black, obviously, but maybe I want to make it a different color, such as this yellow. You don't necessarily need to import them to your swatches to be able to borrow colors from them. So basically, yeah, I can change it just by clicking on, the different shapes and clicking on the colors that I like. Say I like this kind of salmon-y color for my A. So yeah, that color theme is nice. This Adobe color theme is very nice. And it's just like miles and miles long. I mean, you can literally scroll for a really long time, which is great. So yeah. Well, I think that's about, let's see. Let me just double check and make sure. Okay, so yeah, we can do a save now. I just needed to make sure. Yeah, because it's not saved. We can see it's still untitled. So let's do File, Save As. This is how you would save out. And it asks you this. You can say don't show again. I want to save it on my computer. You want to put things in your Documents folder. This is Graphic Design 231. I can create a new folder here. You can also do, well, we'll just do new folder. Illustrate. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to call this, but probably something to this effect. You can put spaces in your file name, in your folder name, but not in your file name. Okay, so just use camel case, or you can do an underscore in between if you like that better. We can also put the size on here, not a bad idea. And since, if this is a color logo, we want to put on like Cmyk for color, or black and white for black and white, but these are in Cmyk, or color. See, as you can see, they're colored. So we want to put that Cmyk file extension. And honestly, we don't need to actually put the size of the file. It's probably just better to put like the what color mode it's in. which is Cmyk. And then the AI file is the native file, so we'll just save this in that folder, push OK, and yeah, that should be the AI file. You can see it here. That's the native file. If we do a file, save as, we can get other file types. So EPS is another really important one. It's very much like the AI file, but it's just smaller file size, just a smaller file size, a little bit. I honestly don't know the difference between these two, other than this is a lot smaller file size. So if I have a lot of EPSs that I want to import into a different program, say InDesign maybe, when making a layout, if I use the EPS files, more than likely my InDesign file isn't going to get bogged down. If I use a bunch of AI files, my InDesign file might start to run slowly because it's just those file sizes are so big. So the EPS files are useful. You can make a PDF here too if you want PDFs. So, the save as has features here. So let's just do an EPS. Save. Okay. So that saves out an EPS. And then we can do file, export, export as. And we can get a PNG here. We can get a JPEG. Let's go ahead and do the PNG because it will preserve the transparency. So see both my artboards, it'll be actually connected, which is a little awkward, but that's okay. This is just an exercise. So we'll do media. Let's do high resolution, 300 dpi, because we're designing everything for print in this class. The background color is transparent. You can make it white or black, but white transparent is great. You don't need to change this, and then just push OK. So that'll save out the PNG file. Export, export as. We can also do a JPEG really easily. Export. Sometimes, let's say Command C, Command V. I'm just going to copy this off into the artboard, or off to the side of this artboard here. So if I do that file, export, export as. I'm going to want to check use artboards if I have anything outside of my artboard, because if I don't, my file will include this weird bird off to the side. So remember this use artboards checkbox when you're exporting out your PNG and JPEG files, because yeah, you're going to have to use this if you have anything outside of your artboard. So we'll just do JPEG right here. That's how we get a JPEG file. Any of these other files we're probably never going to use, other than the JPEG and the PNG, honestly. So push export. Cmyk, make sure it's in Cmyk. Put this on high, and then make sure this is on 300 ppi. Everything else should just be left as is. And push OK. So if I go into my documents, go into the Illustrator assignment, we can actually take a look at these files. So there's a JPEG. It actually, when you export out your JPEG, it makes two files from those two artboards. The AI file looks exactly like what I have open currently in Illustrator. So does the EPS, although you can see them side by side. But if I open this up, oops. Open with Illustrator. Why is this opening up in Photoshop? That's really strange. Not sure what's going on there. That's weird. Really strange. Anyway, and then this PNG file looks, they're actually side by side. Okay, so that's what we're kind of going to be going over in class today. These videos are almost more for me than they are for you, but if you happen to miss class, this can help you get caught up. And so what I want you to give me in Brightspace is just the AI file. I don't want all those other files. I just want the AI file. Let's see, documents. So basically this one right here. So just give me that so that I can take a look at it, make sure you followed along pretty decently, and that'll be what we do today in class. All right, thanks.